Welcome to Arresting Normality. My name is Aaron, joined as always with Travis from Howie Games and Cody from Stealin Life. How are you guys this morning? Well, it's morning for us. Maybe not for you. Probably not for you. It could be any time because we're just those kinds of peoples where we're all the time kind of peoples. Always here.
Or I'm just shitty about making sure that my fucking YouTube videos upload. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
It is morning for the podcast.
It is.
It is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because usually people download things and then listen to them in the morning. If you're in your car and listening to us on the way to work, or something like that, what's up?
And I upload it at like 1 in the morning on Sundays, so it's there bright and early.
Drive safe,
dark and early.
Make sure you're wearing your seatbelt, Travis.
5 in the afternoon. Nah, that's not necessary. We proved this.
You're a nurse. You should know better.
I lived. What's other people's problems?
This time.
Oh, wow. What's other people's problems?
Dude.
He's going to edit that out.
Yeah, I thought about that. That's a little insensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's funny. Please don't edit it out.
A little questionable humor this early in the morning.
Oh, it's
Did
always
your camera die already?
That's okay. So I had a fun morning. I woke up and went out to get coffee because it's been a week. So fuck you, Travis. And I went to go grab my pan to put it on the stove and get everything ready. The pan was dirty, so I went to clean it, and there was a whiff in the air. We'll call just a bit of a whiff, And I'm like
a little bit of schmutz.
And
isn't schmutz like a physical thing?
Yeah, that would be like you like wipe some schmutz off your face.
You don't smell a schmutz. Well, I guess you could smell a schmutz.
You could smell a schmutz. So it was indicative. It was indicative of a smooch.
But in this sense, it's not a schmutz. It's a whiff.
It's a whiff.
It's a whiff
For sure.
It's a whiff.
It's a whiff. And so our sink is a little bit fucky. And it's a bit fucky.
That's the technical term.
It is. If you look it up in like the homeowner's guide to terminology, right? It'd be it's a bit fucky,
Yeah.
I have to interrupt for 5 seconds. I used that term one time talking to a doctor.
Know your audience, man.
And he just looked at me for like a few seconds and he goes, that works really well. I'm going to use that. And
the doctor shouldn't use that.
No, the doctor shouldn't use that.
We got your test results back. They're a bit fucky. That's not good.
Oh, shit.
Fucky how? Like cancer kind of fucky, or like
just a bit fucky.
Just a bit.
They're
fucky.
just a little bit. No, yeah, because I was talking about this wound dressing that I had on, and I was like, it just doesn't stay on. It's a little bit fucky. And he goes, yeah, like this huge revelation. It's like,
fucky,
just a bit fucky.
So,
but
there's that.
I caught a whiff, right? And under my sink, because with all bad sinks, there's always a bucket under a shitty sink. Always, right?
Yeah.
My sink was no different.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I guess I need to finally fucking figure out what the hell is going on here, because the bucket was totally full and it smelled just awful. Like the kind of sludge that you get from those kind of situations.
So it wasn't just draining water, it was draining something.
No, it wasn't. It was just because it had food water in it, as you do with the sinks, with the food water.
You clean the food, it goes down there.
And then the food became not food, and the not food was less pleasant.
Had the water evaporated, leaving like pure essence of not food?
Yeah, the unpleasant essence, as we'll call it. But it was it was bad. But it turns out Jess had put some dishes in the sink and then filled the sink up and then plugged it. Now, just to have them soak overnight, right?
I fucking hate that. I'm going to say that right now.
It's fine. It's
Every
fine.
woman in the world is, I'm just going to let it soak.
Well, I have no problem with it
fucking
because
hate
she
that.
actually had the intention of cleaning them. It wasn't just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let it sit.
Okay,
Right.
see, because to me, that when somebody says, "Hey, I'm just gonna let this soak," that means, "Hey, I'm gonna forget about this, so you do it later."
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
yeah, I totally get that, but that's definitely not the situation. She
I don't
does
have a
dishes
problem
more than I do, so I never blame her
Because
for
I'm a
that.
soaker too.
Yeah,
I always
you're
do
a
the
super
dishes.
soaker.
I'm a super soaker, man.
See,
But
I
with
will
it-
go and get a fucking buzzsaw or a grinder and like get that shit off right now because I'm like, I'm not gonna do this to where, yeah, fucking just grind that shit off of there because I'm not gonna let it sit there and then get dishes built up and then have Mount Vesuvius of fucking dishes to come back to.
You know what,
Won't
Travis?
do it.
You're on it right now. You're kind of killing it right now.
I don't like it. Anyway,
So-
sorry, go ahead.
Like I said, it was full of water, but most of it had all drained out into this bucket, and it all smelled terrible. The bucket was overflowing. I realized now there was a bucket, and then under the bucket was a towel. And I looked at the towel. The towel was supposed to be green, right?
That's never good.
No, because it became monochrome, as in black and white.
Monochrome. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah.
how did that happen?
I don't want to know. That's
Well,
gross.
because there's many types of mold, but most of the mold comes in 2 different flavors.
Black mold's really bad, right?
It's supposed to be, but
that's what they
Well,
say.
if it's true black mold, I don't know how you'd
You
tell.
can trust news these days.
yeah.
The media
anyway-
and all their fake news.
Black mold's
Trump
not bad
didn't
for you.
say that-
They use
Trump
mold
didn't
to
say
make
that mold's bad.
fucking penicillin, so it's got to be pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Trump would have built
sense.
a wall to keep that mold out
Oh.
Fucking shit.
Why?
if
Anyway,
it was bad.
I took the bucket and I chucked it outside. Fuck it.
Take the bucket, chug it.
Chug it and then fuck it.
and then fuck it.
I forgot. Yeah, like I'm picturing this all at your house on the golf course. This isn't there.
No.
Yeah, you're out of there.
Yeah, no, we're making this house a little bit less shitty pretty much every day.
Just a work in progress.
Oh, it's a big work in progress, but the
Okay, fair
the
enough.
walls look nice now. The kitchen and the living room floors are pretty nice. Things are coming along. It's a big project, but it's coming along. So,
Out of
look at the
curiosity, are
sink.
you? Oh, okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Are you dumping like a bunch of money into it, or are you just cleaning the shit out of it?
Oh no, we're dumping money in it for sure.
Oh, okay. So you're like replacing shit.
Yeah, well, the floors are like I spent like $1,000 on the floors or something like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, is your carpentry skill going up? Like you leveled up.
It's definitely better than when we first started.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
We definitely got a couple skill points.
definitely.
It's kind of cool doing shit like that because you're like, I don't know how to do this. YouTube, now I know how to do this.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Me and Cody also not only did we put in the floors, but now we put in crown molding for the baseboards, and that looks really nice.
Yeah, we did
Oh,
better
that's cool.
on that than we thought we would.
Yeah, a lot better.
Are you taking before and after pictures? Because I'd be curious to see that.
No,
like I
We
could.
should have.
probably should have, but
I
we
was gonna
didn't.
say I'd edit that in when you were done and be like, oh, this was before, this is after.
Oh yeah. It's a. I guess I'm just not so worried about like showing off to people. I just want my house to look nice,
Right.
But yeah, so I pulled that out and I look under the sink, right? And the first thing that I notice is there's electrical tape around it. And I'm like,
That's always good.
Should have been duct tape. That's their first problem.
Should have been.
it should have been, yeah. But the whole drain could just shift in place, right? I'm like, that's not the way that's supposed to work.
Nah, not really.
So I take it apart, and the little rubber seal that's supposed to be in between the bottom of the bottom of the drain and the top of the sink where it squishes together, there's nothing there, and the rubber bit is on the other side. Like, what the fuck is it gonna do there?
About
good.
that. That's what it's gonna do.
Yeah, it's gonna drain all the shit into a bucket and then smell like fucking mold.
That's why you have a sink bucket.
yeah, right, yeah, of course. And so, and then just the sludgiest sludge that you ever did sludge is just covered around all the pipes, the bottom of the sink, and everything just
that's not
running
good.
down. And so I'm covered in sludge, and Jess is doing her makeup, and obviously that sink doesn't work right now. So I walk over to the bathroom sink where Jess is, and I've got like this pile of sludge in my hand that I'm trying to get off of my hands, and it's just like, it smells awful, and I feel bad. And
I feel bad about life.
Well, no, I just feel bad because she's in there trying to get herself ready for the day, and I'm like covered in sludge and shit. And bringing it straight to her, like, hey, honey, would you like some sludge? I got plenty of sludge right now.
This is what we've been washing our dishes. I think that's the worst thought, is like the sink is somewhere you go to like get stuff clean, and then when it's like that, you're like, oh.
To stuff?
Yeah.
That's all I heard that time.
That's all I heard.
Oh, really? Oh, my sensitivity must not be here. I'm gonna fuck with that. No, but like you go and the sink is somewhere that you go to like get stuff clean, you know?
Right, yeah.
So when it's all fucky like that, you're just like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's just extra bad.
Since I don't have replacements for it, I am going to do that today, though. I'm going to buy a new faucet for it because the faucet's fun. You know those kinds of faucets where you turn them on and then water comes out the faucet, right?
Yeah.
This one actually,
it does
it does that, but it has a bonus action, right?
Oh, it's got a legendary action.
If you were to go up and touch it, right? You press on it, water comes out the back.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know? Because that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Because
that's just in case you wanted to stand behind the sink to watch it.
Exactly. You know,
do some like back dishes.
Exactly. You know, because when you're filling up that pot of water, sometimes you just need you just want some water from the back also, so you can get a cup of water at the same time when you're filling up the other thing. It's perfect. That way,
it's like you're doing dishes, right? And your wife walks by, she's like, "Hey, honey, can I have some water?" You're like, "Sure." Psst.
Yeah. You just
there's no backwater, anyways.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It tastes better.
Yeah, backwater's way better.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's better for you. That's not a widely known
People
fact.
won't tell you that.
Yeah,
but
it comes with all the vitamins and the minerals from the back. Yeah, as we all know, contain a lot of vitamins.
You lose it in the front. Yeah. We're stupid.
But yeah, I'm going to replace that. I'm going to replace the drains today because they are
It's a fun morning, man.
The bottom of the drain cap that connects it to the pipe is just that there's the little metal ring on there. One side is completely stripped out, and the other side is literally broken in half. So it's back.
Gone.
It's back to taped on there for now, but at least the rubber seal's in the right spot and it doesn't leak at all. So
that's good.
At least it's done somewhat right, and then I'll get it replaced later. Good Lord. Fucking God.
So
at what point do you just say fuck it and go buy a whole brand new sink? Like, your sink sounds fucked up.
I mean, it's basically going to be a whole new sink. The only thing that's going to be is the actual sink itself. The faucet's getting changed and the drains are getting changed. There's really nothing else to a sink.
I know, but at that point, like, for style points, if you wanted like a cooler looking sink, how much difference would it be to just buy the basin too?
Not a big deal. But the thing is the one that's in there is the piping's already set up for it and it looks brand new. I mean, it
really does, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's just the faucet is gross and the drains are gross. So
I was going to say, like, you guys both work your ass off. And if there's like a cool sink that you guys both wanted, and you know, this sounds like this is going to be your house for a long time.
Yeah.
Fuck it, you know, customize it how you want.
Yeah. Oh, no.
You know?
We have a lot of things we're going to be doing. The whole backyard's getting changed over. We're going to have a fire pit with a
fire
with a grill bit that'll go over it, and we have a garden out there. It's gonna be badass. I didn't think it was that funny. Cody, you are far too tired. You are far too tired, buddy.
This is great. Cody's laughing at everything I say today.
I'm so tired.
That usually, you know, Travis can't get you with the dumb shit, but
me all
everything is getting you. It's bad.
Fire.
It's real bad. So,
Travis, you're killing me today, man.
I'm enjoying it.
I just need to not sleep, and then Travis becomes funny.
Maybe that's
So-
what we should do. Like, wait, before you listen to this podcast, either don't sleep or get really drunk. Way better.
Yeah, this podcast's way better if you're sleep deprived.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, God,
So-
it's so funny.
That wasn't actually my only foray into the home improvement world this week.
Oh, Lord.
I think it was Tuesday
Tuesday.
of last week.
I was gonna say.
That's
What day is it?
This is also Tuesday.
I really haven't slept.
No,
If you
no,
buy
it's
me a
Wednesday.
new sink today, then I'll gladly pay you back on Tuesday.
Yeah, you didn't give me.
No,
I'm
nothing.
not tired enough for that
No,
joke.
no, that was bad.
Wimpy's not going to get you? Okay, fine.
So,
You got cocky.
I was at work on Wednesday, and I get a call from Jess, and she's like obviously upset, you know, and not like mad upset, but like on the like
Distressed.
like tears a little bit, you know, just like kind of fighting it back, like, no, you know, this is okay, I can deal with this, this is okay. And she's like, hey, I was taking a shower and I got, you know, like got to conditioning and whatnot, and the water shut off. And she's like, I'm not sure what to do. And I'm like, I don't know what to do either.
Oh, wow.
And we have well water, so it's not like, you know, we forgot to pay the water bill or
Right.
anything. Like it's completely
I hope your
separate.
pump didn't go out.
So, well, I mean, I'm telling the story.
You're
so,
getting there.
you know,
So we're getting there.
We're getting there.
you know, and so
No, I don't. Please
and
tell
she
me.
she was upset. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home right now. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home and see what I can do about this. And I got home, and obviously, yeah, no water. Nope, no water. And I'm going out there, and I don't. That we have like a little pump house and whatnot, and I'm out there, and I don't know what I'm looking for.
Just hit
Been
hot
so
stuff.
long
Literally,
since I have
you know,
heard
I'm just
that
like,
phrase.
that looks like a thing, so I'm gonna hit it.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. And so there's a big tank out there, and I had no idea how it works, right? So
Smack it.
there's a big blue tank, and it sounded empty. And I'm like, okay, well, that sounds bad. And then there's like a little switch on the tank. I'm looking everywhere for like a breaker for this thing,
Right.
and I didn't see it anywhere. There's like a little actual well top thing that sticks out of the ground, and that thing has a little thing that sticks on that, you know.
Yeah.
Very
And
descriptive, yeah.
you
I'm
know,
following completely.
yeah.
The
And,
little thing that comes out of that thing over there.
yeah,
You know, Travis, the thing that has
the
the thing
thing?
on top of the thing?
yeah.
This is
It's
like
in the
having a
thing.
conversation with my mom. Like, hey, go get me that thing over there for this thing that I need.
Right? Yeah.
What?
Of course.
Even that was a little more descriptive.
But
true.
so I'm looking around. And one thing that I did notice at the time is there's fucking ants everywhere. Right? Just ants all over the
The ants
place.
drank all the water?
But so I look up. I start to look up, like, you know, the basic process of how to troubleshoot a well water pump.
How to do a well?
Yeah, how to troubleshoot a well water pump if it's not working. And they go through, it's like, oh, well, you know, check the breaker. And I'm like, I can't find the breaker, so we're going to skip that one.
Been there, buddy. Don't know.
And then it's like, oh, yeah, check the switch. I'm like, okay, well, I think I know where the switch is. And it's this little gray box, right? And it
There's one of those over there.
and they're like, okay, so you're supposed to tap the switch. I'm like, okay, I can do some tapping. So
Let me get my tapping wrench.
I can definitely do some tapping.
Get me
and it's like,
ballad.
yeah, if you tap it and it turns back on, then your switch is probably going out. And I tap it a couple of times, and I'm like, nothing's happening. So I'm like, I don't know about that. But then it's like, okay, well, then take the top off of it and have a look and see what the little, because there's like 4 little pins in there, 2 on each side. They all supposed to like contact the other side that looks like that.
The
And,
top off of what, though? Like, of the switch?
the switch. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the switch right
Oh,
now.
I follow.
We're still on the still on the
Bro.
switch. No, I thought he
Bro.
just fucking took the top
Bro.
off the well. Like, it was pretty crazy
That-
in my mind. I was
Takes
like,
the
Aaron's
top off
fucking.
a well. There's a child in there.
Right.
Like, oh, that's my problem.
No, I was like, hey, quit drinking my fucking
Hey,
water.
Timmy, get out of the well.
Where's
But-
Lassie? You should have told me that you
Yeah,
were
you
Timmy was
son
in
of a
the well.
So I take the cover off of this little switch, and as it comes off, like things are falling out of the switch. I'm like, what the fuck?
What kind of things? I'm scared.
And I pull the switch cover off,
don't like this.
and the inside of the switch cover is covered in ants.
Oh,
it just like
The ants broke your
not just like live ants though. None of the ants are alive.
Of course
it's
not.
it's like an ant paste, right?
Okay.
And the ant paste is also on the inside of the switch,
Okay.
right? So obviously the switch can't close
Of course.
because there's ants. It's a fucking ant paste, right?
Yeah.
And they're like squished, and it's like, I'm confused, right? Like, as most people would be.
Yeah.
Why are these ants going in there in the first place? And then why do they keep going and ramming themselves into the spot where they're getting electrocuted to death and turning off my fucking water?
They're going in there looking for water.
It's,
Like, that's a lot
there's
of
no
ants.
water in there. It's a fucking
They're
electricity
ants,
box.
bro. You're wanting ants to like think logically.
But, like,
They
How
just
did
think,
we get turned
opening,
into
water.
paste form?
Because they keep on getting electrocuted, and the electric, yeah. So they just get more and more on
Paste-like?
top of each other, and then they get like I guess cooked essentially.
God damn it. This is a really good story, but I have to go answer the door because it's probably the police again.
No, go ahead.
The police. That might be
Everybody
a good
gets
story too.
stabbed in my neighborhood. I hate it. I'll be back.
Stabbed.
Wow. Okay.
Travis obviously lives in a good part of town.
Yeah, that's nice. You know, everybody just gets stabbed here. It's so stabby. Okay. Well, that's interesting though. Ant paste.
Yeah, ant paste.
That's fucking. So if you cleaned it out.
Okay, so yeah, I did. I went and I got my my vacuum. Okay, actually before that, I did something stupid.
You didn't lick the ant paste.
No, I didn't lick the ant paste. But so I scooted the ants of what I could do out of the way, and this is literally, I was reading a little article. It's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to jump the connection, right? And so I'm like, oh, I can't jump the connection because all I have is a screwdriver. So I go and grab pliers, right? So I can like open them up, jump the connection, and I go grab the pliers and touch. And instead of I hear a nice little well that turns on,
Right?
I hear man, and then they weld themselves on there. I'm like trying to move them off, so I move away and I kick the damn things.
Oh my
and that gets them off there. And then I'm like, that didn't work.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, I hope that didn't hurt anything.
Right.
And so I look, I'm like, okay, I know if there's anything that could have tripped a breaker, that would have done it. There is no doubt in my mind that breaker is tripped now, because like that had to have happened.
Oh yeah.
So I look all around the stupid well house again. There's no breaker box anywhere. I'm like, okay, so it has to be on the house somewhere. I check the breaker box of the house, nothing. And then I realize, oh, there's the main breaker that sticks out of the ground that the electric company checks. And I'm like, okay, so I pop that thing, and none of them look like they're tripped. I'm like, but they also look like they're from the 90s.
Nice.
So I go and I just jiggle each one, and then lo and behold, it clicks to the center position. I'm like, there it is. So I go through, completely turn it off, and then completely turn it back on.
Right.
And then I check the rest of them. There's also a second one that I completely that it clicked into the center, so I completely turned it off. And that thing, I literally had, because it had never been like moved before,
Right.
just to get it to close, to totally turn off. I like, like I hit it with a screwdriver first, and that wasn't doing jack.
And your grip strength is pretty good.
Yeah, and it's like, and it freaking finally clicks over there, and then finally clicks back. And I walk back over there. There's more ants now.
Yeah, back in the box.
Yeah, they had it. I left the cover off of it.
Yeah.
Because,
And they're
I'm
still
working on
going
it.
in there?
And there's still. I literally saw it one happen. It was hilarious though.
Oh wow.
And he goes up, crawls up the side, and then he literally stands on the two ends, like from jumping the connection. You just hear.
Oh my god! You gotta do something about that, man. You gotta like ant-proof that box.
Oh, there's no way to ant-proof it, unfortunately.
Those
It's
poor
not-
bastards.
Yeah, I know. It like. So I go and I grab, now that the electricity's back on, I go and grab my vacuum. There's a little plug. I plugged it in, and I vacuum out all the ants. And
Do you have like a shop vac or?
No, just like my normal house vacuum with the little hose on it.
You just brought it all the way outside. You're like, fuck this, man.
Well, I mean what else would I do?
I don't know.
You just go. I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't gonna
Blow
work.
the man's.
So I clean out all the ants, and it still wasn't turning on. And I look at the thing, and it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to jump this connection. And like I was saying, there was two connections side to side, right? You're supposed to jump it from these two, like where it's the two closer connections, not the two bigger connections. And so I get a little screwdriver and touch it. I hear a little spark, teet, and then the well turns on. I'm like, there it is. And then, Jess is in the house, and she like knocks on the window. It's back on. I'm like, sweet. And so I get the water back on, and I go back to work.
That shit can't be hot at that point. Can it?
Hot?
Like, Jess was taking a shower. There's no way she'd had hot water that quick.
Well, the hot water is separate from the well water.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
But because how those things work, which I now I know basically all there is to
You
know
learned.
about wells.
You're an expert now.
Basically, that the tank in the back has a bunch of water in it, but it also has a bunch of air, and the air is actually supposed to be there to pressurize that tank. And so you can actually put more in there to increase your water pressure for the house. Obviously, you don't want too much in there because you'll start bursting pipes and whatnot. It's supposed to be somewhere between like 30 and 60 psi. And so that air pressure pushes down on the water, and it keeps the water pressure up. But yeah, so if that well goes out, all the water just shuts off, rather than like losing water pressure slowly. But yeah, I get home that night and the water's back off again. And I'm like, oh, she's like, well, I got to finish my shower. I'm like, that's good. And
So,
lo and behold, many ants, all of the
God.
ants. A
The
total
ant genocide.
total ant cake once again.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, this is crazy. This
Yeah.
is totally crazy.
I'm surprised that they didn't just see there's got to be some sort of smell or something that's like, oh, my brethren have died in there.
ants.
Maybe I
So-
shouldn't go in there.
what I
Well,
kind
yeah,
of,
but like bees, if they get smushed, they put off a pheromone saying, "Hey, I'm dead."
you'd think so, but I think
I think they have time when they're electrocuted.
I think they might be drawn to the electricity, and that
Or
might
maybe the
be-
smell of cooked ants.
It was a
I
group
mean-
of cannibal ants.
I mean, fair enough. They're like, oh, we need to salvage ant parts, and
They're
as
like,
they
yum,
go,
yum, yum.
like legitimately, I think ants do actually go pick up their dead and bring them back.
I've never heard that before.
I think I've heard that somewhere.
If
Never
that's
quote
true,
me.
Yeah,
that is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. in my
I've
life.
never heard of it, but I wouldn't
I want it to be
discount it. Yeah.
because that's fucking amazing. I'm just picturing like little ant like pallbearers now, like with a little ant coffin, and little ant flags and stuff. Like that's
Right.
cute.
So
Suddenly
you guys want
ants
to
are
know
cute.
why I
like
answered
ants.
my door, or what happened?
Okay,
Is it
in a second, I gotta finish mine.
Oh,
Only
okay,
if it's
okay.
interesting.
So of course,
dumb.
I went and you didn't spend another $20, did you?
No.
Okay, good. Anyway, so yeah, so the frickin' ant paste gets removed again. The water comes back on. And it doesn't last for very long because more ants go in there. And so I go back to
I
work
just
the next
pictured
day.
you guys-
Jess goes to Home Depot and picks up some ant killer and some wasp killer because wasps, they're fucking assholes. And so that night I go out there with the ant killer spray, and I spray the entire outside. I spray the entire inside and just cover it. And you know what? For like poison, shit smells pretty good.
Oh.
It was lemon scented.
Nice.
It was nice.
Aaron's out there
nice.
getting high on ant killer. Like, this is good.
Nice.
I wasn't like fucking going and spraying it in my goddamn mouth or
Yes,
anything
you
like that.
were, you know.
Aaron's like, ah.
But
My mouth's gonna smell like ant killer.
My face is numb, but
my
I
only
love it.
concern was when I was spraying it. I was like literally spraying it on ants, and they're like, eh.
Oh shit! They're like, I don't give a
He was
fuck.
like, yeah, it was, it wasn't that big a deal. And as I'm like spraying and stuff, I'm watching them crawl back up into that fucking thing. I'm like,
Oh my
no.
god!
But
Did you try putting just a little like sign
it's like,
that says ants
excuse me,
do not enter?
no trespassing.
Yeah, just a tiny little ant sign.
But luckily, after I cleaned it out that time, more ants went in there.
Jesus Christ!
But by the morning time, most of the ants were all dead. I cleaned out the ants from that thing, and it's been working ever since.
Well, that's good.
So
I
it
can
is
just
good.
picture Aaron in the fucking shower. The water goes out. Honey, the ants did it again.
Those fucking assholes.
ants
Those
are back.
fucking ants. I swear to God. No, but
But yeah,
I can't
nice.
imagine that. That's fucking insane.
ant paste.
You've had a fun week.
I have.
By the way, the term pump house I have never heard but anywhere but in Pahrump.
That's because you've lived in like 2 places.
I've lived in a few places now. I've lived in Utah
there's,
in a few places. I lived in Idaho.
Pump
I lived
houses out
in
here.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, anywhere there's an aquifer, you're going to get pump houses.
Aquifer. So
God,
I went and
just
answered my
great
my
banter
fucking
here.
door,
Great.
and it was the postman.
Okay.
Okay. They do that.
Do you remember the tree outside my house, Aaron?
Yes.
And you know how they cut off all the branches?
Uh-huh.
Well, it looks kind of weird because it looks like it's leaning a little bit. It's just kind of how the tree grew.
Sure.
And so I answer the door, and I'm like, "Hi." Postman goes, "Hey, so your tree kind of looks like it's leaning." I'm like, "Yeah, it does. It's just kind of how it grew. It's okay." And she's like, "It looks like there's cracks around the bottom." I'm like, "Nope, that's just the bark falling off." I was like, "Did you need something?" And she's like, "Well, this tree looks like it's leaning." I'm like, "It's okay." She's like, "I just wanted to let you know that your tree," and I was like, "I really have to go. I'm in the middle of something." She's like, "Well, hold on. Your tree could be dangerous." I'm like, "No, we live here. We know about the tree. It's been a thing for a minute. We asked the landlord. We've looked at it. It's okay for now. We're okay." She goes, "Oh, you should really look at this tree." I was like, I have to go. Please don't knock on my door unless you have something to tell me. Like, I got to the point where I was a little bit rude about it. I was like, who does that? Like, the postman just walks up to your house and is like, "Hey, this tree out here."
I mean, she probably was thinking she was being helpful, right?
Probably, but like when I go, "Hey, it's okay," then she like really pushed the point. She did not want to let that shit go.
You should have just gone over there and like monkey hang from the tree, you know? You weigh enough to where you'd be pretty convincing, you know?
There's nothing to hang from. Thanks for calling me fat and the same thing. But remember, all the branches are gone.
No problem.
Fuck yourself. So I went and saw The Offspring this week.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Yep. They
I
actually
like that.
came.
I like that one song they keep making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep making.
I've probably heard it too many times.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was a pretty good song.
Yeah, I mean, the last time they released that album with that song on it
Mm-hmm.
15 times wasn't as good as the like 3rd time, I think.
Was it the third?
Maybe the 3rd.
Yeah.
4th? The 4th.
So you don't
album
like The
with the same
Offspring
song.
very
Yeah.
much.
No, I
is
like
what
it a
I'm
lot.
hearing.
Yeah.
That song is
good.
fantastic.
Yeah. That song that they just
That they
put
keep
out
doing.
over and over again.
The same, yeah, that song, good song.
Yeah.
Man.
Good song.
Well,
With, like,
I
the
enjoyed it.
nasally vocals. And,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It works. You know, it works.
yeah.
It works for that style of that song.
How many times do they play that song, Travis?
5 or 6 times, probably.
Well, were they?
So
headliners?
next
It's
week
probably
on
not, right?
Arresting Normality,
What?
we'll have friends that let me talk about a concert that I enjoyed.
I genuinely I asked you a question.
Right? How was the song?
How was the song, and how many times did they play it? Were they headliners? Because they probably played it like what? How many?
That'd be like 20.
Oh, you got to hear that song 20 times.
Clickety clack. Clickety clack.
Travis doesn't like it when I do bits. Travis?
Huh.
Are you going to finish your story?
You never
No,
answered my
I'm good.
question.
But I don't know which song you have or what you're talking about because they have plenty of different songs
Okay, talk about the
that
concert,
sound
Travis.
different.
Talk about the concert.
You know.
How was it?
Unlike ICP, who talks about bugs on their nuts.
I mean,
I really
not to-
respect your musical opinion
Yeah,
when you
not
enjoy
to,
a band
know,
that talks about bugs on their nuts.
But if you listen to ICP songs, a lot of them sound very different. Whereas Offspring makes the same song every time. But
I'm pretty sure
just
that
remember,
the difference in between
I like the
songs is
Offspring.
whether
I
they talk
started
about
this
bugs
by
on their
saying
nuts.
I like the Offspring.
I don't get the feeling that you're telling the truth.
No, I like them quite a bit actually.
The salt.
I really do. It's the same as what's that other band that makes the same song every
Disturbed.
time? Disturbed. I like them a lot too, but it's the same song every time. Tool. Also, Tool. Tool's I don't like Tool, but that's
I don't.
The same
I was gonna
song
say
every
I
time,
do
too.
not like Tool, but
No,
and
I
I
hate
agree
Tool,
with
but that's
Tool.
the same song every time.
They all
It's
sound
not-
like some weird psychedelic trying to trip.
I'm not trying
song.
to hate.
Yeah, no, you sound like it.
No, you sound like you're Offspring's are you the president of the fan club? Is that why?
I am. In fact, they invited me up on stage and they're like, "Hey, here's the president of our fan club. Clap for him." And I was like,
He's gonna
"Yay."
play that song with us.
Yeah, I went up and fucking sang "Gone Away" with him. It was really good.
Is that the song?
Is that what they called it the third time they did that song?
Do you even know what that song is, Cody? I really
the
hope
same
you do. It's
Yes, I do.
not.
Talk about the show, Travis.
No, I don't want to now. You fucking killed it. You made it sound dumb.
No,
I don't want to talk about
didn't.
dumb things. You did. You made it sound like it was going to be dumb.
No, I didn't. How did I do that?
Because you said that they only play one song, and
Because
they
I like
don't.
to
You're
have
an
fun.
asshole.
Because I
You're
like
an
to have
asshole.
fun here.
And
thought
I
we had
hate
fun
you.
Here.
We don't have
Yeah.
fun here. No fun allowed, you fucking fun fucker.
Well, you're sure trying to kill the fun.
Yeah, well, it's dead now. I killed it.
Do you want to talk about insurance?
God.
So Alicia bought us Offspring tickets, and apparently that was the largest concert in Eastern Idaho, rock concert anyway, in 15 years, which I don't know if I believe.
Well, I mean, was that at that same place, the fairgrounds or wherever?
This was at the state fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fair's going on right now. So we actually went there, and it was really cool because we got there early, and my dad got us in for free because he's doing the cows and shit.
I thought she
and-
bought tickets.
Yeah, what?
She brought tickets to the concert, but
Oh,
Like,
that's the
that's
fair, right? Yeah, two different things. Gotcha. Never mind. I'm on board. I gotcha.
yeah.
Ready.
And so fucking we get to the fair, and I splurged a little bit because fair.
Did you get yourself a deep fried Twinkie?
No, but I ate a corn dog because I fucking love corn dogs.
You know, I don't know. I used to like corn dogs. I don't feel like I'd like them as much anymore.
I don't
corn
like
dog
the
in
shitty
fucking
microwave
years.
nasting ones, but I love the fair ones. That's my fair food. Like the first thing we do.
I don't like fair food.
Yeah, no, I don't like fair
I don't
food
like
either.
a lot of fair food, but I like corn dogs from the fair.
I think if they used really high quality hot dogs,
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I think I
These-
might like a corn dog. But
These
I
guys
just
are
don't
like
see it
ma
happening.
and pa kind of place, and they use brats.
Hey, Pa.
And it's like it's really good. I
That's
enjoy
cool.
it anyway.
Nice.
So I had that.
Are you a corn dog purist, or do you put like ketchup on there and shit?
Usually I do mustard nowadays. Because
Mustard's
a
amazing.
little less sugar. I mean, I know I know it doesn't really count for much when you're eating a fucking corn dog.
Hey, you're trying.
Yeah. It helps.
Did you get Dijon? Is it Dijon mustard?
No, it's just fucking mustard.
Just fucking yellow mustard.
It's the fair.
American
They just
yellow
have
mustard. Just as mustardy as mustard seeds.
I didn't drink
can
any of the
possibly be.
lemonade or any of the soda, though. I just had water the whole day.
That's
so.
a big plus.
Look at you, buddy.
I haven't had soda in months. Like, the only sugary drink I drink is my coffee in the morning that has, like, cream in it. And I'm assuming that has sugar as well.
Yes, it does.
Creme.
But, then the other bad thing I had was we split a funnel cake because I fucking love funnel cake.
I had me some weed.
I had me some
Like, they
weed.
sell that at the fair now? Holy shit.
It's great.
Not
you go
in
to the fair
Idaho.
and you have some weed. But
nice.
people did have weed at the fair. It was Offspring.
Of
But
course.
no, so
that
I
like
ate
a
a
weedy
funnel
thing?
cake, which was fucking fantastic.
Kinda.
Then
Yeah.
there was before the show, we were gonna go watch the opener band, which was like the optometrists.
Oh, the optometrist.
What?
Yeah.
They're a ska band that's local to up here, I
Okay.
guess.
They're
And they're actually
pretty good too.
pretty good, yeah.
It's ska, though.
It's fun.
I like ska. Go fuck yourself.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm
It's
just
not.
pissing him
It's not
off.
great music, but it's fun.
Well, it can't be because it's ska. So I'm sure it can be a little fun, though.
Well,
It's
and
fun.
they have a more like New Orleans kind of bluesy style, which is interesting.
I don't know if that was supposed to make it better, but in my mind, it made it a lot worse.
Well, that's because you're a goddamn piece of poop. Anyway,
That's fine. I love how you're just insulting me when I'm not saying anything about you.
I enjoy it.
music.
You're just a
for
poop. You're
for
just a
people
little-
who
you're
don't
just
know,
a
I love it.
poop.
I love to
Don't-
attack
don't
Cody
tell me that,
personally
just
when he doesn't agree with me. It's the best thing.
And see, that's what you do too. You make it out like you're the victim and I'm the asshole, but I just voice my opinion, and then
I tell you how shitty you are.
So,
Exactly.
I'm
This is how
glad
this
that we-
relationship works. I'm glad we've come
Yeah.
to these.
Good, good. Well, I'm gonna get a sign. I'll put it in the background. It's like this, explaining the rules of this
Yeah,
relationship.
because I just voice my opinion, and it makes him mad.
It's true. It's true. I'm just like, Cody, you're a piece of shit because you have opinions that differ from mine.
Well,
Holy
I
shit,
mean,
I'm a Democrat.
I'm. Oh, that's funny. That was funny.
Oh God, no politics.
that
Damn
was
it, that was hilarious.
No,
though.
that was good,
Fuck.
man. Holy crap.
So anyway, we split a funnel cake because I love funnel cakes, and then there was we were gonna go see the optometrist, but we were tired because we'd been walking around for like
It's a
4 or
great
5
name.
hours.
You can't deny
No,
that.
that's a quality.
I don't know what it
name.
is.
means. What is optometry?
They're no.
No,
It-
it's
optometry.
yeah.
No, it's
They're,
scum.
they're no. God damn it.
Ska. They're a ska band.
They're
It's a pun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand.
Optometrist, but they put ska in it.
What is an optometrist?
It's
an eye doctor, isn't it?
yeah.
I thought that was an ophthalmologist. I don't know.
What?
I'd have to look.
Optometrist, I thought.
Yeah.
Let me
That's
look.
what they're going
I'm
for.
looking now. Eye doctor. Technical
We're
name.
fucking idiots.
That's an ophthalmologist.
But I'm pretty sure, just did you Google optometrist? Because that's a
Optometrist?
I swear that's a thing.
Nope.
No, that's not a thing.
Is an optometrist a doctor? What is an optometrist? An optometrist?
Yes.
Oh, it is an eye doctor. What?
Yeah,
It says an
Fucking shit.
No.
Yes,
Hold on. It
fuck
says
you.
what is an
Fuck
optometrist?
you.
An op-
Fuck you.
no,
I'm
Fuck
trying to
you,
explain
dick.
how you're right. Go fuck
you.
yourself.
Eat a dick.
Fuck you.
So what is an ophthalmologist? Because it
I
said
don't know where
examines both eyes for vision and
the
health
"the"
problems.
comes from. I've never
Yeah.
heard that before.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing. Let me.
It's probably a different thing.
definition. Okay, what is the difference between an optometrist and an ophthalmologist? Ophthalmologists differ from optometrists in their level of training and what they can diagnose and treat. So they're both eye doctors.
An ophthalmologist level 2?
An ophthalmologist diagnoses and treats all eye diseases and performs surgery. That's the difference. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, you learn new things every day.
So
well, yeah, technically we were both right.
But no, because you said optometrist wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought that
Yeah,
an eye doctor was an
You can't go back
ophthalmologist.
now. Anyway, you had funnel cake, which was a disappointing dessert.
Fuck you.
So what happened? You
I had to put that in there.
What happened
Eye
after the
doctors.
funnel cake? Because it was a very disappointing.
No, it wasn't the funnel cake. It wasn't the funnel cake, I swear. So we wanted to go sit down for a second, and we were in the standing section of the concert. So
as you do.
We went and we sat down on the little mini stage outside, and there was a soldier. Oh God, is it happening?
That was an interesting combination of noise. And that's the podcast title, an interesting combination of noise.
It wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop. No. It wouldn't stop. But okay, so we saw a sword swallower. And I think
was that
we sat down and we watched this guy do sword swallowing. Apparently his name is Dan Myers. Aaron, I feel like you'll know this name. And he's actually done America's Got Talent. He's been on Ripley's Believe It or Not like a whole bunch of times. He's done like a whole bunch of stuff, and he was really entertaining. He showed you how sword swallowing could like be faked, because he had like a sword and it looked really real, but apparently it was made out of a tape measure. So when he bit it, it would like roll up in his mouth.
Right.
And, then of course he had a retractable one. Mm-hmm. But okay, then this dude, he was like, okay, so I'm going to prove that I'm actually swallowing a sword. He's like, and pick this person out of an audience, right? And he's like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swallow this 2-foot sword. It was literally 2 feet. He's like, I'm going to put this down my throat. I'm going to bend it my midsection so you can all see it in my throat. And then I'm going to have this lady that I don't know pull it out. He's like, I don't know if this attests to his intelligence very much, but he's like, I've been to the hospital 4 times and almost died because of this trick, because this is the hardest trick to do, because you're having somebody else pull it out that knows nothing about sword swallowing. And it was really funny because
I wouldn't do it.
I don't think I would do that.
I'd do it.
I wouldn't do it.
I'd totally do it.
Nah.
Well, this girl had, because he'd every time he'd swallow a real sword, he'd be like, how many people believe that I'm actually swallowing a sword? And like people would put their hands up, and this girl never put her hand up. So he's like, okay, I'm going to prove to you, because you're going to come pull it out.
I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, and she was fucking nervous. That was the greatest thing. She came up there.
I mean,
and
that's
she was
the
like,
point
oh
of doing
God.
that, though. He'd want to make them as nervous as possible, because he wants them to take it seriously. Like, I probably actually can get really hurt from this, and the person who's the most worried about me getting hurt is the person who's
going to be the most careful.
Yeah.
Well, and the weird part is he said he didn't use any fucking hands when he did this. He like put it halfway into his throat, bit it, took his hands completely away, and then just let it drop. Like down his throat, like fucking like chunk.
I don't enjoy this story.
Chunk.
Then he told that girl when he got to her to pull it out, she had to do it as fast as she could, like just shoom.
That sounds really dangerous.
Yeah, no, and it looked fucking incredible. Like, but yeah, I don't know. He was really good. That was cool to see, and it went off without a hitch, naturally.
Of course.
And how does that become your life plan?
Well, I mean,
he talked about that a little bit. He talked about go as a little kid, he was had really bad at social anxiety, and he said he wanted to be a superhero. And so one of the first things he actually did with sword swallowing is he was on Stan Lee's Superhuman.
Okay.
He was on an episode of that. So like that was, because he'd gotten some popularity and got invited on there. And he had the record of like swallowing 20 swords at one time or something like that. And so no, but I just thought this guy's story was pretty interesting. So anyway,
yeah.
After we did that, we went to we were going to the Offspring, and you know how that fair is kind of set up with like the Coliseum kind of thing in the middle, where they do all the concerts, Aaron?
No. Actually, you're talking about the Blackfoot Fair, right?
Yeah, the state fair.
I never went.
You really never went?
No, I'm not a big fan of fairs, dude. All there is shitty food and shittier rides.
No, there's a lot of art and stuff like that, and like
Shitty
different
art.
things. Hey, fuck off.
Art fair.
So anyway, we went in to go see the Offspring, but we were just kind of like, we kept going to the gates, and they're like, no, you're the next one down. No, you're the next one down. No, you're the next one down. And so we're like, okay. So we walked all the way to the end, and we're like, maybe we just go around. And we walked around through this little gap in the fence, and we're in the concert, and we're like, wait a minute, nobody ever checked our ticket. How did we get in here? Like, so we look back, and we just had kind of walked through a hole in the fence.
Oh, well, that's safe.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's cool. Well,
They're looking out for people's safety.
Yeah, so we didn't have to get our tickets punched. Security was top notch at that show. But to be completely honest, the Offspring, when they started out, they opened up with a song that wasn't that song.
Are you sure? Because I felt it was like that song.
No, because like nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew, so it wasn't that one. So kind of actually started off a little bit slow, which
odd way to start a concert.
Open with a ballad.
Yeah, right.
They didn't open with a ballad. I mean, it was their typical like kind of poppy punky song.
Yeah,
but it wasn't anyone that everybody could be like, half sing along
just a bad
to, like,
performance of the song.
Yeah. No, it was good, and it just nobody knew what it was. I guess it was a newer that song.
It was that one time they did that song, but people didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was the one time they did that song because they'd never done that version of that song, so they had to change it back to the original version of that song after that, and then they
played a
did
couple
really
more
good
times.
They're just like Green Day.
Well, and so like you think Idaho that it's gonna be like a wholesome crowd and stuff like that. There was so much fucking weed.
Well, I mean,
everybody
I wouldn't think it's wholesome at an Offspring show.
No,
everybody did a weed there.
Everybody did the weed.
Yeah,
Alicia was looking around and she's like, really? Like in Idaho? Well, I mean, doing it
high.
openly like that in Idaho is bad because they're no tolerance state. It's not even like, if you have a little bit, it's just a misdemeanor kind of thing. No,
that's stupid anyway.
Yeah, it's fucking you go to jail forever and ever if we find a stim somewhere around your person.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
You should be in jail with rapists and murderers because you smoke weed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's their ideals.
Sounds like a nice place.
And so I was just really surprised that people were just like out in the open because there was cops around.
Because fuck them.
Yeah, doing a weed. I was like, that's a really
nobody
that's a really fucking bad idea.
Isn't it like a little less enforced at shows though?
Yeah, usually
concerts and shit. Because
usually just because it's difficult to point out who's doing it.
You can't stop us all.
Yeah, it is that mentality, Speaking of which, how close are we to the Area 51?
Apparently really close. It's happening this month on like the 20th.
Yeah, it's the 20th, yeah. So but anyway, they had halfway through the concert, they actually busted out a piano. And Cody, you probably know Gone Away. And they did a piano version of that song, which was really cool. Song.
They did it again, but they just did it on piano this time.
Yeah, no, it was great. They did it again on piano.
You know what my favorite thing about Offspring is?
That song?
That song. But then they were in a movie called Idle Hands.
Oh, that's right. That movie? Yeah, with Seth Green.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking fantastic.
It's fucking stupid. But
but
it is funny.
It's great.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen it.
Gets killed in that movie by the hand. Like it rips his his scalp off or something.
Really?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing Offspring's ever done. so funny. Anyways, go ahead.
Idle Hands. I'll have to look that up. I've never seen it.
It's
You think
a
it'd be on
dumbass
Netflix?
movie from the 90s.
Yeah, but
like,
it's fantastic.
I
think
enjoy
like
some dumbass
Biodome,
movies.
like that era.
I like
It's not
that.
quite as dumb as Biodome.
No, it was better.
It's better. Well, I like Biodome also.
I do like Bible.
That guy. The guy.
Pauly Shore?
Yeah, he does annoy me
I
to
like
no
Pauly
end.
Shore. I'm a big Pauly
Aaron
Shore
gets
guy.
annoyed by certain personalities,
I
so
can see
that
that,
doesn't
though.
surprise
Yeah.
me.
No, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I love Pauly Shore because
Yeah.
he's so annoying.
Yeah.
enjoy
I
annoying
could take him or
things.
leave him, but I like Biodome.
Yeah, but funny. I like when they're trying to get the fish off the wall. You remember that part? He's like, free mahi mahi.
Oh, yeah. That took me a
movie's
minute, but now I
great.
remember. God damn it.
Okay, what happened at Offspring?
So,
They played a piano?
anyway, they started playing more of that song, which that song everybody finally was like, oh, yeah, that's the lyrics to that song.
It's like, there
so
we go.
So the crowd
playing that
like
song.
really started getting into it, and it was cool. They got encored and came back out, did again, and during the middle of the concert, I don't know where they came from, but all of a sudden a bunch of giant ass volleyballs appeared in the crowd, which got smacked around everywhere. It was cool looking, and I tried to steal one, but Alicia got mad at me. She was like, "No, you can't steal one."
I hate the,
was like,
the
but
beach ball thing.
I like the
Kinda
beach ball
annoying.
thing. It looks cool.
Well, they do it at wrestling a lot, and it's really fucking annoying.
Okay, wrestling that'd kind of be irritating because you're trying to watch the match.
Right.
You know.
Well, you're trying to watch Offspring do that song,
Yeah.
and then you get hit in the face with a beach
Yeah,
ball.
but you can hear them do that song.
Yeah, but you
and
wanna
then
see
play with the
them do
volleyball.
that song.
Yeah, and then if that thing comes close to your face while like, you're not paying attention, everyone's hands are like getting right in front of your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying you're gonna
I mean-
get hit with it. It doesn't matter that much. They don't weigh anything.
Yeah,
but
but
just
there's
like
a lot of
everyone's like,
germs on it.
and everyone's trying to like touch it. And like, I just want to touch your ball.
But imagine getting hit in the face with a concert beach ball.
Ugh.
You instantly have AIDS.
Yeah.
You guys are just no fun. Fun police, that's what it is.
I have
But
tons of fun.
I have lots of fun, sir.
I have so much fun.
lots
I
of
watched King of the
sterile,
Ring this morning.
non-germy fun.
I have a close relationship with ants.
I watch them electrocute themselves daily. I'm not a serial killer.
And I enjoy it.
But after the concert, I saw a bunch of people with them, and I was super pissed. I was like, I wanted one of those. I was going to take one of those home and name him George. But Alicia wouldn't let me.
You care about weird things.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
I mean, we all do.
Sure.
Yeah. Like wrestling. Wrestling's a
Oh,
weird
yeah,
thing.
that's the weirdest. Why do they run back when they throw them to the ropes?
Right.
Why do they do that?
Exactly.
Exactly.
I love
Like,
wrestling.
literally, they could just curl up in the fetal position, and it'd probably turn out better than if they ran straight back at the dude that just smacked them.
Stop running.
Yeah. Because they like.
They're like, I can't stop.
Yeah, just don't run anymore. But man, I love it.
And then like assisting by turning around and hitting it with your back.
Right,
And then
yeah.
pushing forward
Yeah,
again.
putting some force on it. Yeah, helping the guy out. Yeah.
Here, let me
So-
propel myself closer.
On a.
I wonder if anybody's
side
ever just
note-
missed.
What'd he say?
I don't know.
I said, I wonder if anybody's just missed. Like, like they bounce off the thing and they run back towards the dude that was, threw him at the thing. And the dude just like completely whiffs it and miss, and they just keep running.
Yeah, dude, watch Botchamania, and you'll see all kinds of fun shit.
Botchamania.
Yeah,
What is a
Botchamania.
When you botch something.
A botch, and then like WrestleMania.
Oh,
So
now
it's
it makes more sense.
Botchamania. Yeah, so
Word smash.
yeah, so it's really funny because they do like a
Supercut.
supercut. Thank you, of all the fucked up moves.
So it's a
from, like,
compilation.
pay-per-view. Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's
Sometimes
a supercut.
they put some shit in there that's not great, but you'll see shit
Well, I
like that all
mean-
the time. Like I saw a guy got thrown to the ropes and he fell between the middle and the top rope. He hit it wrong, so he just fell out of the ring. They do shit like that all the time. It's really funny.
So, curious side note, because you had mentioned Area 51 thing. Because where I work, we distribute guns to people. And every single time that someone gets a gun, they have to pass a background check, right?
First question: are you going to Area 51?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of weird questions on there that they have to answer. But
Not related. Are you going to Area 51?
But for
Just
whatever
curious.
reason, in the last like 2 weeks, everyone's getting delayed. Because you either get an immediate pass and you can take your gun home that day,
Right.
or you get delayed or you get denied.
Wow.
And frickin' everyone's getting delayed now.
You think
They're
it
just
has
like,
something to do with it?
I think so, because they're just like, they're like going to go onto their Facebook account and like check, and it's like, you're not going to the stupid thing, are
Right.
you?
Yeah, you're not one of those people.
Right? Because they need extra time to check on people if they have anything going on.
That should be the gun control.
What?
I really,
Like, that's how we fix the problem.
What?
Like,
I really
are you
hope-
do you think there's aliens in Area 51? Oh, you do? You can't have guns.
Yeah. Right? Seriously.
guns.
That would fix a lot
That
of
fixes
shit.
it. That's it. There you go. You're
I
welcome,
really
country.
want the Area 51 thing to be like a fun, lighthearted thing, not
won't
something
be.
that people actually go out and buy guns for.
It won't be. It absolutely won't
Yeah,
be.
'cause
People
do
are
you
going to
know
be
people?
fucking stupid. Because people are fucking stupid. And I
Have you
can't
heard of
repeat
people?
that enough times.
Oh, yeah.
People are fucking
Super
stupid.
Dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold out hope that it's just a bunch of fucking
You're gonna
hippies
be
that
wrong.
show up in the desert and like, ooh, aliens, ha ha ha, and get a little drunk and have some fun, and then they all go home.
I should make the questionnaire for you guys for the guns. Like, do you believe in aliens in Area 51? Are you a wrestling fan? Probably shouldn't have a gun. Do you
If you're
like
not
that
a wrestling
song
fan,
Offspring
still
keeps
probably
doing?
shouldn't have a
Shouldn't
gun.
have a gun.
Shouldn't have a gun. There's all kinds of rules.
Are you going to insult me for my opinion? Definitely shouldn't have a gun.
Yeah. Like all of these really obtuse rules, too.
Do you know what the word obtuse means?
You probably should.
Do you know the
Shouldn't have a
difference between an optometrist and an ophthalmologist?
Oh, Jesus.
If you do, you shouldn't have a gun.
Is that too political? Are we too political now?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Shouldn't have a gun
Anyway.
if you're too political.
If you guys enjoyed this, then like this video.
Is it already
And,
over?
Yeah, it's over.
It is, man. It flew.
Yeah.
It flew by.
Oh,
And
goddamn.
if you want to see more content like this, or fucking music shit, or
Music
gaming
shit.
videos and whatnot, you can subscribe to this channel, or you can subscribe to mine and Cody's channel,
Oh,
Breaking
can
the
I?
Cycle. No, you can't.
Please,
and
can I say a thing?
no, you can't say a
But
thing.
I have a thing.
And
No, go
okay.
ahead, Cody. Interrupt
No,
him. We
fine.
always
No,
do.
fine. I'm not on a roll or anything.
No, I know you were, but this goes into it because, like, I have a plug to make. That,
Oh.
Well, not really a plug, but like a future plug. Because me and Joel are going to start doing things.
Cool.
Wrestling based together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to
Like
start posting.
streaming?
Huh?
Just
Like
let him
streaming, or-
finish. Just let him finish. He'll
Nope.
explain.
Nope.
If you just let him finish,
I gotta interrupt. The more
he's
people hear
gonna
the voice,
fucking say it.
the
Just
more
shut the
they
hell
hear
up.
my voice, the more they
Shut
will
the-
subscribe.
I'm done
How
now.
we
Go
fucking
ahead,
do
Aaron,
it?
wrap it up. I'm done.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, we're just doing wrestling based content. As far as like, I'm gonna start posting to probably YouTube, do a little bit of it on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna be like reviewing new wrestling, going back watching some of the old shit and making fun of it, kind of like a mystery science theater type thing, but with wrestling. And
So it's like a review.
That sounds fun.
well, yeah, different stuff, some gaming, some different shit. So just a bunch of wrestling stuff.
But a
I'm gonna start
wrestling
putting out.
themed channel.
Yeah,
Dude, I
yeah,
that's cool.
A lot of wrestling stuff.
As soon as that shit comes up, there will be links in the description, as are there links for Breaking the Cycle, which is mine and Cody's channel where we do music stuffs, and Stealing Life, which
really
is
bad
Cody's
about
Twitch
that.
stream
Which I
channel.
never use, but I hope to start using again.
Yeah, which he will. And all of that will also be in the show notes for everyone who's out in podcast land.
Yeah.
And you guys, what?
I was just agreeing.
Okay, good.
I wanted to agree.
I wanted to agree.
And we will see you in the next one.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm agreeing.
I'm so happy, oh happy go lucky me. I just go my way, living every day. I don't worry, worrying don't agree. Things that bother